How's audio working now?
I have to apologize ahead of time. The dogs tore the curtain right off the fucking wall.
Oh my God.
So now there's no curtain there until I repair it, and I got the window partially open.
They can see and smell everything.
They're just obsessed with something out there, which is nothing.
El
Duga?
Chapo.
El Chapo.
Good evening, weirdos, and welcome to yet another edition of Livin' Cruddy with Cruddy Joe. As you may have guessed, I am Cruddy Joe, and I am here with the Getty Along gang. We have the Iron Chef of Franklin, Fancy Jimmy Hansen, and we have the Dog Whisperer of Franklin, Mr. Rock and Roll Over, Gino Roy Coffinberry, and our very special guest is a third-degree black belt, rhythm guitarist, and the beard with no fear, Mr. Chris Stevens. How are you today, sir?
I am fine. How
Are you living La Vida
Hey, wait a
Rona?
second. You didn't say Chris Stevens, did you?
Nobody knows who I am anyway.
Oh no, I used his name. He's like Batman and shit.
That's right. The secret's out.
The jig is up. All right, so we're hanging out with Chris Stevens tonight.
Not baby, it's Chris. Mr. Stevens if you're nasty.
Exactly.
Nasty if you're Stevens.
That's even better. Funny,
Right.
Jimmy and I have basically the same glasses, but his look so much better on him.
Because they're on my face, Joe.
That's true. That is true. You have to wear glasses at Chippendales?
Yeah. Well, I've got safety goggles that go over these. Yeah, maybe.
I can join the team now.
Oh, well. Hey,
All
you got
right. The 4-Eye Club.
Can't see a fucking thing with these on.
Gino Roy does his own stunts.
Yes, don't fucking hire no fucking lookalike.
Anything changed since we last bug as far as your life during the COVID Express?
I was out of work and then I went back to work. The beginning was really slow and boring, and now it's just busy as hell.
When you say the shop, you mean the world's largest adult bookstore, right?
Exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of mopping going on. Hanson's in there all the time.
Oh, shut up.
Mr. VIP.
Sadly, he doesn't get an employee discount, though.
Not anymore.
Something has changed in Joe's presentation. Well, you're no longer looking at the camera, like reading a book and spacing out.
It's because I don't matter. I
Is that
don't
what
matter.
it is? It's because Chris doesn't matter?
He does matter. Wait,
McNasty doesn't matter.
I'm not reading anything. I'm just looking at you guys' mugs.
As he's drifting off over to that other fucking
He's got a movie up in the corner there. He's watching the movie.
I
fucking
don't.
racers on TV.
Does it really seem like I'm drifting? Because I'm not doing anything.
Did the whole intro and all that stuff, and you were looking some other place.
Oh, that's because I wanted to mention that we now have an email address at filmfreakout@hotmail.com. If you have a question for myself or a comment for the Getty Along gang, you can reach us there.
Don't send dick pics.
Send them only to McNasty.
You know, if you say dick pics, Jimmy automatically just starts freaking out.
I didn't realize that was a trigger word for him.
I didn't either till it happened. We're learning
Like,
a lot
ooh,
today.
dick pics! Yay,
Yeah.
dick pics!
He's like, oh yeah, that reminds me, I haven't heard from Bo today.
Filmfreakout@hotmail.com.
That's right.
What is this, 1997? What do we got a Hotmail?
That's what I asked him when he told me the email address last week.
Yeah, well, now I'm going to keep it just because it annoys Gino and Jimmy.
Film.freakout.aol.newsgroup.
Well, if you guys get any emails now, I'm not telling you shit. I'm not going to tell you what you got.
Please don't share any pictures.
But that's what it is. Filmfreakout@hotmail.com.
Okay, Hotmail.
Hotmail.com.
Hotmail, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't that like just strictly porn?
Is it HOTMAIL or AMA?
Hotmails.com. Hotmails.xhamster.com.
Where's your questions, Joe? Come on.
Oh, I have them. Well, let's start off with something controversial here. When they went on the quest for the ring, why in the hell did they choose Gimli over you?
I don't know. I was having second breakfast or second lunch at the time. So I don't know. I believe I was eating Lucky Charms at the time.
Did the Tower Records in Tempe have as many hipsters as the Tower Records in Nashville?
I would say probably, yeah.
It's just the Tower Records thing that you have to wear Cure t-shirts and black pants.
I suppose, yeah.
Have you heard Gino's Steve Perry story yet?
I've heard quite a few of Gino's Steve Perry stories and G.G. Allen stories.
Wait, there's more than one?
We
I
did the
think
Steve Perry story already.
You've got a Jaco Pastorius story too, don't you?
Should I tell the Jaco Pastorius? Immediately start cutting into Chris's time? You guys agree that Jaco Pastorius was a great bass player, or was that just overhyped?
I think he was a little overhyped. I mean, he had his moments. He's got his place in music history, but
The drugs and the crazy made him a little more of an interesting musician, but
Yeah,
Still,
I would agree with that.
it's jazz.
This guy took it to the next level. They made an entire like movie about his. It was actually more sad than it was
Tragic, yeah.
No.
Jocko lived in Florida, which was where I was living at the time. Or we used to play at this place called the Rock and Roll Cafe, and it was downtown Lantana. And they would do punk shows, metal shows, and stuff. Like all the bands from that era used to play there. And Jocko was notorious for coming into like the record stores and doing this and that, freaking out, creating problems for people. The guy that would work on my guitar was also the guy that did the famous modification on Jocko's bass. There was like a repair job that's rewritten in every guitar magazine for the last fucking 20 years. But we would play at this place, the Rock and Roll Cafe. This fucking weird looking dude comes strolling in. And then somebody said, you know, that's fucking Jocko Pastorius. I'm like, that dude is Jocko Pastorius? We talked to him a little bit more and you could see like this weird side coming out of him, wanting to come up and play bass while we were playing. He would come in and he would bring his fucking bass, the famous bass. Yes, Jocko used to bring his bass up on stage when we were playing and hand it to me and then walk off and come back and then want to fight me for it. Now, if you can ask Charlie about that, Joe. I believe he was one of the ones that was there when Jocko came in and demanded royalties for his Kiss records.
Okay.
Jocko Simmons.
Jimmy, have you done anything like that? Give someone your bass and then demand you fight them?
Yeah, usually at practice I do that to Chris.
There was that one show at the exit in. We finished playing. You and I went out front to grab a smoke and come back in. It's like, hey, that guy's playing a bass just like yours. That is your bass. And we went more mad about that than you. And I was just like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? You don't do that. Well, man, you guys were around. And then for like months after that, anytime I ran into that guy, he would see me and he would like run the other direction like I was still gonna kick his ass. It was just like, you were disrespectful, that was it. You know, just don't do that again. Don't be a dick and take somebody else's instrument without
Was it Geddy Lee?
If it was Geddy Lee, there would have been a real problem. Plus, Geddy probably wouldn't have gotten the neck all peanut buttery like that kid did. There was fucking shit all over it. It was gross.
That was one of those Murfreesboro kids, right?
Yep.
Naughty Bits or whatever band.
So it was another goofball from Murfreesboro that dressed up like a tree or some shit.
Something like that, yeah.
What is in the water in fucking Murfreesboro?
Cyanide in small doses.
What do we have to do to get Joe's attention here?
I'm here. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Am I incorrect? Joe is like, he's like reading some other monitor or some shit somewhere.
Got the bigger monitor, remember?
The problem is that as you're looking at that, it gives the impression that you are distracted from this entirely.
Oh.
I see him. Now he's looking right at me. It's kind of creeping me out. I liked it better when he was looking off to the side.
Hotmail! Hotmail!
Is that a song by Foreigner? Hotmail?
I think it was Rod Stewart.
Hotmail, check it and see. Motherfuckers thinking it'd be 1993.
Come on, baby.
All right, if you weren't in the Creeping Cruds, what band would you be in?
I probably wouldn't be in a band.
There isn't one band like Past or Present you'd like to be in, ideally, like Dream Scenario?
Oh, probably like
Rush.
No, probably like, you know, a Fu Manchu sort of band or, you know, Clutch.
I'm not familiar with Fu Manchu. Clutch, I know.
There's an Australian band that he likes that has a vacancy on rhythm guitar. Maybe he could be in that band.
Yeah. I mean, I've got the amp, I've got the guitar. Yeah, sure, I'd do it. Yeah, you know, cool riff rock band. Who doesn't like cool riffs?
If Jimmy could be in any band, if he wasn't in the Cruds, what would it be?
Rush, duh.
Besides
REO Speedwagon.
REO Speed Hansen.
I think it would depend on what I would get to do in said band.
anything, your top scenario.
I'd like to be in the Faces.
Good answer.
And I really don't care who I'd be in that band. I could be anybody.
The roadie.
No, got to be one of the four guys, but it looks fun.
I'm paying attention to you. Hotmail.
So who's in the Faces now? Is that like still a band?
No, they're long gone. Classic lineup with Ronnie Wood and Rod Stewart and Kenny Jones, probably, who played drums. I don't even remember.
Kenny Jones. We're not talking about other guitar players. Small Faces with the other
Oh,
guitar.
I like them too. I could do the Steve Marriott gig too. I could be Steve Marriott.
But you would want to replace the guy that you like.
That doesn't make sense though, does it? Because then I would hate it.
Jimmy Hanson's Faces.
That'd have to be Ronnie Wood.
He'd be playing in weird open G guitar and doesn't lend itself to a lot of fool shit. It lends itself to like 1-2 songs. That's why the
Sure.
Stones always, every one of their songs sounds exactly the fucking same. At least last 30 years, Stones.
Well, what about you? So what's your dream band there, Gino? Who would you replace?
I would be Jimmy Hanson in the Creeping Creds.
Well, I want to be Bo Dinsky.
Nobody wants to be me. I don't want to be me.
Well, after yourself, who has the most triumphant beard?
Billy Gibbons is, obviously in the top rock and roll beards. Rick Rubin has to be mentioned in that.
Celine Dion.
Celine Dion. She tucks hers under her arm, though.
How often does the beard get caught in shit?
Every fucking day.
Have you ever said, fuck it, I'm done with this, I'm cutting this motherfucker back?
Every fucking day. There's a very specific reason why I grew a beard in the first place, and it's to disguise the fact that I have no face. So if I were to shave the beard off, the face would just go away. So
Well, you could cut the beard back to where it would be more of like a Burl Ives deal, less of this big, long, scraggly thing. It'd still be a beard and a
oh yeah.
all the COVID goes right in the beard.
Yeah, it does.
That's where it lives.
Yeah.
COVID lives in McNasty's beard.
I rub hand sanitizer in it all the time.
That's why it's white now. I can do the beard for probably 2 months before it makes me absolutely fucking insane. And then I have to clip it off. Even at 2 inches, it's like fucking, shit's making me fucking crazy.
Once it gets past that, and you have a fuller look to it, you just kind of forget about it until you catch it in a zipper or dip your beard in paint.
Hey, do you mean it gets caught in your boyfriend's zipper?
Yeah, your mom's zipper,
Oh, okay.
Oh!
I have Tourette. Mom jokes. I'm sorry.
Let's get off mom's. I got off yours.
Yeah, touche, sir. Well played.
Jimmy, do you have any questions too?
Chris, have you ever worked at the Tower Records in Nashville?
Yeah, what's up with you asking everybody about working at the Tower Records in Nashville?
Because everybody else has.
Nobody except me that has been on the show has worked at the Tower Records in Nashville. It's only been me.
And Jerry and Sam.
Right.
Right, but they haven't been on the show.
No, but they tune in. They want to hear their experience reflected in the entertainment that we provide.
You got to understand Joe's rationale.
It's about consistency.
Reactions where they like pause for a minute. Like, is this guy being fucking serious?
I just told him I was from Minnesota. Why is he asking me if I worked in Nashville? Chris, are you ready to start rehearsing again?
I am eagerly awaiting for that moment to arrive. I don't know if we're necessarily there yet.
So how would you know when we're there? Like, what conditions do you think need to exist in order for that to happen?
Society has to get their collective heads out of their collective asses to begin.
Okay, so in the year 2380, we might be able to rehearse again? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, probably the way the society is going, yeah.
I think if the world would stop pulling this Jimmy Hansen and think they could just go right back into it, the fucking gaining traction of COVID instead of dealing with it to where you can put it to bed. This shit where it keeps coming back is not the fault of the people that are fucking doing their due diligence. It's the people that are...
Don't pull a Jimmy Hansen.
How am I not being diligent? I'm very careful. I wear a mask everywhere I go, if I go anywhere.
You're really denying your fans when you wear one of those masks, aren't you?
It's a crime.
I wear a mask every day. This is my mask. Nobody knows me.
Right, getting back on track, of all the restaurants in Nashville, which ones have the most comfortable booster seats?
Well played, sir. This is a pretty comfortable seat that I'm sitting on, but
Oh, you're terrible.
Yeah, I know, horrible.
Keeps the funny coming.
Now, I think we established you're more a sci-fi guy, but do you have a favorite horror movie?
I'm probably pretty equal sci-fi and horror. Probably favorite horror film would be the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Did you watch the show with my buddy Duga?
I did.
My homeboy Duga. Love you, Duga. Is there a particular horror franchise that you think is overrated?
Quite a few, actually. The whole franchise thing, they're good like 1 or 2 movies, maybe 3. But once you get into 4, okay, you're really just kind of like flogging a dead horse. The same thing goes with remakes, too. There's only so much you can do until it just gets boring and repetitive. You know.
Better question would be, of any of those franchises, is there one that's worthy of paying attention to all of them?
I would have to say no. Like I said, you know, they all go like 2 or 3 into it and then just...
True.
Each one stands up with their first movie. They probably, most of them have a halfway decent second movie.
Yeah, the third one is like, okay.
I think Halloween, for me, has the best initial movie, but becomes the worst series.
Yeah, and you can't even really consider Season of the Witch part of the Halloween storyline.
And that's true to the original Halloween idea, which was that every movie was going to be a new story. And that would have done that whole thing so much more service to do it that way.
Well, if you look at American Horror Story, like the first season was like, this is an interesting take on, like a horror series. And then the second season had nothing to do with the first season, like story. And then they started tying them all together. And that's when they kind of, I don't know, jumped the shark together.
Jumped the shark after the first episode. All they do is steal imagery from movies and popular shit and make the most generic meme version of everything. Is absolutely the most ridiculous shit on TV.
Well, I liked it.
I would say that when it goes back to the one relevant series Mark Diamond brought up, the Alien series, that one does hold up. Outside of the Predator movies, the rest of the shit is pretty decent.
Is that horror or is that sci-fi?
Space horror. I've got a pen clicky.
Oh, okay.
Yep, cripples first, jerks.
We're propping ourselves up on stage in walkers, or we're sitting on stage, in nice exercise ball office chairs, sitting there on stage as old men drooling on ourselves.
I'm ready.
So we have to be patient through this so that we can do that and still yell at the kids to get off our lawns.
Agreed. It's not the same without you.
My voice has disappeared. This is called Nad Libs. We're gonna ask you some nouns and verbs and shit, and then we're gonna fill out the story that Joe started for us. Okay, I need you to give me the name of a store.
Does it have to be a real store?
It should be a real store.
Oh, okay. All right. Walgreens.
Checks out. It's a real store.
Or give me a noun.
Dog.
Give me the name of a restaurant.
McNamara's.
I assume that's a real place.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's an Irish.
very good Irish
pub.
place.
It's an Irish pub in Donaldson.
Give me a type of food.
Fish and chips.
Are you typing these?
Yes, I am, because I have to record them. Give me a type of sauce.
Horsey sauce.
Give me a bodily orifice.
Jimmy's butthole.
Oh. Why mine?
A type of fluid.
Jimmy's butthole leakage.
No.
That's terrible.
You're not going to make the Macintosh AI read this, are you?
No.
Okay, good.
Good. Name of a TV show.
Law and Order.
Dum, dum.
Every time Trump tweets Law and Order, I always tweet back at him, Starsky and Hutch.
Oh, wow. Touche.
There we go.
All right, so what's the title of you didn't give me a title, Joe.
McNasty's Adventure.
All right, this is McNasty's Adventure. McNasty's Adventure. One day, McNasty got a gift certificate from Gino for his favorite store, Walgreens. Once he got to the store, McNasty bought them the biggest dog they had. Once he was done shopping, McNasty was hungry, so he went to McNamara's and bought a fish and chips smothered in horsey sauce, which he immediately shoved down Jimmy's butthole. After his long day, McNasty flopped down on the couch and cracked open a cold bottle of Jimmy's butthole leakage, turned on the TV, and watched Law and Order all night with his pants around his ankles.
Dum, dum. That is a true story.
At least it was a cold bottle of Jimmy's butt leakage, because a warm bottle would be gross.
You don't want it warm.
Well, that was the first installment of...
Possibly the last, but yes, that was good.
Are you ready to do the music quizzes?
I'm probably going to fail at it, but yeah.
You remember the deal. I'll read the first couple lines, and then you give me the following line, the name of the band, name of the song. The fireball that we rode was moving, but now we've got a new machine. Yeah, 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 the freak said.
On it's space trucking.
Is that really space trucking?
Jimmy's already cheating. You can use a lifeline.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm going to reach out to Jimmy.
Oh, really? Oh, you need help?
Yeah, I need help on this one, dude.
Okay,
I
Jimmy.
believe it's
the
Space
line
Trucking
is,
by Deep Purple.
I'm going to go with space trucking, Gene.
fireball that we rode was moving, but now we've got a new machine. Yeah, 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 the freak said.
Deep Purple.
What's the line? You can reach out to somebody.
Okay, Jimmy, what's the next line?
I don't know what he says there. It's unintelligible.
Okay, it's unintelligible, Gene.
But you know the song and the band.
Well, I do now, yes.
What is the song in the band?
It is Space Truckin' by Deep Purple.
But you don't know the line.
I don't know the line because it's unintelligible and Jimmy won't tell me what it is.
Would you like an extra lifeline to reach out to Joe?
Joe just shook his head no, so no. I'm going to save that lifeline for the next question.
Would you like to call somebody?
Can I call you?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to call you. Gene, what's the next line?
The next line is, man, those cats can really swing.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Oh shit, I did know that.
This next one is probably the hardest of the bunch.
That's what she said.
If you know the lyric, you're goddamn good. But I knew it, so I figured you might know it as well. Dark night, there is no light in the realm of the black magic man. Soul flight into the cold blight.
Not a clue.
Lifeline.
Say it again.
Dark night, there is no light in the realm of the black magic man. Soul's flight into the cold blight.
I haven't a clue. Joe, do you know this?
Skyrockets in flight?
No. Dark night, there is no light in the realm of the black magic man. Soul's flight into the cold blight of the destroyer's magic land. The scorpion sails of shrunk. But we got 2 more. I knew that would be the hardest one. These are much easier.
All right.
The third one is, you're just a picture, you're an image caught in time. We're a lie, you and I.
Jimmy? Joe? Fleetwood Mac?
You're a picture, you're an image caught in time.
Def Leppard?
We're a lie, you and I, we're words without a rhyme. Dio, Rainbow in the Dark.
All right. Yeah.
Deep Purple.
This one is so fucking easy. We could get Joe's kids to fucking answer.
Is it Billie Eilish?
Dixie, when I let you go, thought you'd realize that I would know, I would show the special love I had for you.
Skyrockets in flight, afternoon delight.
Oh, afternoon delight.
Possibly the same year. Dixie, when I let you go, thought you'd realize that I would know, I would show the special love I have for you. My baby blue. Badfinger, baby blue. Jimmy, the Beatles fan, didn't know this fucking Badfinger song.
I don't know words. Come on.
Finger, good finger.
Okay, so we basically... All right.
Woohoo!
We shall now move on to the quotes. These are pretty fucking easy. I'll just say, and you tell me who said it and what the name of the movie was. The first quote is, "Shut your mouth. I can't take no pleasure in killing. There's just some things you got to do. Don't mean you got to like it."
That sounds really familiar, but I can't place it.
Lifeline.
Lifelines haven't done me any good, no.
You got to keep in mind that Joe is a walking encyclopedia of movies.
Yeah. Joe, do you know this one?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2?
Close.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1.
Who said it?
Drayton Sawyer.
Drayton Sawyer, yes.
The original or the remake?
The original. And then the
Yeah, I
last
think that's the
one.
scene where he's driving in the truck and he's hitting her with like the broom handle when she's tied up in a sack on the floor.
Okay, right.
He should get extra points for my elaboration.
Yeah.
Give Joe extra points.
No, he should get them.
Oh,
He needs them.
you can't cash them in anywhere anyway, so.
They're not worth anything.
I can't trade him in on a booster seat, so.
Free appetizer with every booster seat.
All right, this one is a super easy one. You can redeem yourself by getting this one without a life.
There's no redemption for me, Gene. You know
Or
that.
might be.
For one who has not lived a single lifetime, you are a wise man.
Liam, take a shower.
It's a pretty sorry showing here.
Yeah.
Bela Lugosi says that to Van Helsing. I'm going to have to start doing the accent for these to make that.
That would help.
I agree.
For one who has not lived a single lifetime, you are a wise man, Van Helsing.
Dracula.
All right, now you have the last chance to redeem yourself fully by giving us an excellent Werner Herzog impersonation.
That's all I got.
You can also use a lifeline on this as well.
Oh boy.
I believe Joe did a pretty good one a couple weeks ago.
Are you asking Joe to do your lifeline for Werner Herzog?
I'm saying I believe that he did a pretty good one a couple weeks ago, I thought. Was I correct in that, Joe?
No.
If you select one of those two guys, they have to do it.
Oh, okay, then Hanson.
Oh, because Joe already said he couldn't do it?
You're the rules. You have to do it.
I'll never do it better than Smelly Chelston, but I will say that being about the hunter is very dangerous business.
What?
What the hell is that?
No rehearsing between now and next week's show.
You two should sort out a good Herzog. Then when the lifeline
I
comes,
just did a good one from The Mandalorian.
that's not Werner Herzog. Does McNasty have any information that you want to share? Promotional shit, things going on you want the world to know?
I mean, outside of, like, eventually the Cruds will get back on track once people, get their heads out of their asses. And
Are you referring to Jimmy personally?
Why is my head in my ass? I didn't even do anything.
If the heads are in their asses, do they still have to wear a mask?
Well, what would you like to tell your fans?
I'm the #1 McNasty fan.
I'm number 2.
We're all McNasty fans.
Stay tuned, McNasty fans. We're back.
Not that anybody gives a shit, but I grew a bunch of carrots and then I pulled them out of the ground and then I shaved them down into little bits and I made a carrot cake this week that was fucking amazing.
What did you do to make carrot cake work?
I made it. It was delicious and I didn't put nuts and raisins and shit in it because that's just fucking gross. And every slice was a full serving of vegetables. It was carrots and, you know, the sugar and butter and flour.
Sugar and butter are vegetables?
No, the carrots are vegetables.
At the Hanson house. Did
So
you
it's
put any of these in there?
Butter, carrots, and semen.
A little squirt in the dirt. That don't hurt.
Yeah, Jimmy, did you put any of these in there?
What do you mean, these, Joe?
Well, I may be referring to these nuts. And now you're ruining Jimmy. You're ruining these nuts. You son of a bitch.
All right.
If I ever say
Oh, you're as bad as a dick for, Joe. Didn't fall for my joke. This is the worst.
No.
You guys are the worst.
All right. Fortunately, folks, that's all we got for this week. I would like to thank our very special guest, the returning McNasty. Don't you dare call him Chris Stevens.
And
And I also, I think, would like to thank the Getty Along gang, Gene Coffenberry and handsome Jimmy Hansen. I'm Cruddy Joe, and G's up, O's down way. Motherfuckers bounce to this. See you at McGillicuddy's.
After his long day, McNasty flopped down on his couch and cracked open a cold bottle of Jimmy's butthole leakage, turned on the TV and watched Law and Order all night with his pants around his ankles.
Shut up!